Oh, hello, and welcome to the Journey with Janey podcast. I am your host, Jane Anderson, and this is the Journey with Janey podcast, season 3, episode 6, Listening Beneath the Surface, a reintroduction. I realised something this week. We've been kind of walking, chatting, whatever, together for a while now, through the stillness, through the winter, through the in-between. And this feels like a good moment for me to properly introduce myself again. No titles, not in achievements, but in truth. So if you're new here and this is your first listen, welcome. If you're viewing, also welcome to the kitchen, windy and awful in typical winter weather for the UK. So we're not outside as yet. I am craving a lovely, frosty, sunny day so I can get back outside again with you guys and show you the beautiful countryside that I live in. And for those of you who've been here a while, thank you for staying and still being here. I am truly, truly grateful. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Jane or Janey. Janey. Honestly, I answer to both. So whatever you feel comfortable calling me, that is absolutely fine. I didn't arrive here doing this work, because I do get to call it work, even though I love yakking away and babbling. Babbling is a word that I use quite a bit at the start of the podcasts. If you go back to a year ago when the podcast was first launched, there was an awful lot of babbling while I was out and about. Anyway, I didn't arrive at this work in a straight line. Some of you know the backstory, some of you don't. So I'm going to go into this today as a reintroduction of myself. For 30 years, I worked in science for a water company, which was initially just testing water. And then quality systems came into place where we had to have the structure, the processes, the quality, and the health and safety. Throughout my time within the lab, I learned how things flow and they have to work in the right order, where they break if you don't follow the right instructions, and how to build frameworks that last, a team that works together, a team that understands how the other team members tick, as it were. And at that time, I thought that chapter was separate from what I'm doing now. And I'm sure I've mentioned this in previous episodes before about my work within the water industry and science. So it's no surprise that, further down the line, you'll realise that I'm where I'm at. So for me, it was the realisation that it isn't separate. That chapter of my life isn't separate to what I do now. It taught me how to see. Then life asked me to slow down. The curveballs and waves came in full force. Through illness, I had to take a step back from the science side of the business. And changed totally and joined the leisure team. And that was learning new skills, learning and growing. through surgery, not just the most recent one that I talk about a lot, where I had both my hips replaced, but other surgeries as well. Through the recovery of everything that life threw at me. Those seasons, through the seasons where my body had to relearn how to move. And I'm not just on about the hips, there was other surgeries that I had to take it slow. My body told me to slow down. I had to learn to listen to my body. And I didn't realise then that that's actually what I've had to do through this wintering that I've talked about, the slowing down process. And understanding where we're actually at. Later, obviously, through loss, grief changed everything. Not in one moment, I'll be honest. It might have been that one moment that is the catalyst to everything, but grief changed everything gradually. And I think the more I've worked on me, the more I've realised as I strip away what isn't true, it's also taught me deeply to listen from within, listen beneath the surface and go into my body and listen to what my body is trying to teach me. I also discovered that people don't need fixing. People need space. Space to feel, space to breathe, space to notice who they are becoming. And that's when everything shifted for me. I gave myself permission to listen and invested in finding me, that true me that's inside, and that you listen and that you listen to or see on a weekly basis. I began working with people not just around grief, but around meaning after my training with David Kessler as a grief educator. And that linked into the real big one for me after the death of Jonathan, my husband, which was around the loss of my identity, the loss of change, around the change in life of being a household of three, not being a farmer's wife anymore. And around the quiet moments when life no longer fits the way it used to. No being on call 24/7 for what's going on the farm. Can you just do this? Can you just do that? So why I do what I do, the people that feel that something that's stirring, that there's got to be more, the feeling that they don't actually know what to call it. I don't know whether you've picked up on this, but you might have heard it in my voice already, but this season of rediscovery, this journey that I've been on since probably end of September, beginning of October, where I've gone deep back within and looked at who I truly am, that hasn't just come from the stillness. I know I talk about stillness and nature a lot. And it's also come from writing. My joy of writing is back. And as some of you who may know, who follow my social media, I am lucky to have been part of and continue to be part of a collaborative book project with women, and there is 18 of us. And that process that we've been on as a group, asking something deeper of ourselves, than I ever expected. And I found this truly, truly enlightening. So watch this space for what is coming in the next couple of months. It's the first time I've actually written alongside other people. And that certainly had a way of cracking us all wide open and really delving deep into what our journey of life has been, not just recently, but right back to childhood. And it certainly didn't let us all just sit on the surface and go, oh, I'm okay, I've done this, I've done that, and I'm fine. And what it did do is invite us all to delve into those childhood memories, not with judgment, but with curiosity, and see how it links back to actually notice what has shaped us, what has created the person that's sat here now talking to you on this podcast, what has softened me and what has stayed to make me the person I am today. And as I wrote my chapter, and I think if you get a chance, and I would love you to buy the book and read it, I realised just how much of my life has been about holding systems together. Obviously, first in the science and quality within the water company, and then later in the last few years in people and meaning. How recovery taught me the patience to actually believe and trust in myself, and how grief taught me to listen. And that has been a huge growth part of my journey, listening, actively listening. And recently, very recently actually, you see the part done painting behind me, how creativity is teaching me to trust and believe in myself again. The book journey that I've been on, I mean, it's not finished yet. It's a journey of rediscovery alongside everything else, became another quiet field for me, understanding that life was sending me those challenges to be the strong person that I am now. Another place where I slowed down enough to see myself for who I am, to see myself more clearly and understand how I am sat here today doing this podcast. And I know I've mentioned it before. If somebody told me I was doing a weekly podcast for over a year, I would probably have laughed. But here we are, 50 odd episodes down, downloads up, YouTube subscribers booming. So this whole process of the book collaboration helped me to confirm that none of our experiences of life sit in isolation. They are all weaved or intertwined, however you want to put it. They inform each other. Like I said before, the challenges make us stronger. They prepare us to a certain extent. Sometimes preparation, no preparation, can help you or guide you along. And we don't realise it at the time. So that's where rediscovery really is. And I'm so grateful to have been introduced to Dynamite Lifestyle, my elite mentorship, because that scientific process of the mind that we study on a weekly basis on calls as a collective, the energy within that group, the community that we have has really, truly grown me into the person that I am today. We're not becoming someone new. It's finally seeing the whole of who you actually are, who you've always been. And for me, that is just wow. I have no words, which probably doesn't help any of you. But yeah, I'm going to post a video on YouTube that I took the other day. I went and sat down next to the stream, which is obviously raging at the minute. It doesn't look like well, it is a stream, but it's not the quiet, not the quiet stream that I normally sit next to, with just the little trickle of the water. It's quite a raging stream. And I sat there for 10 minutes, just in silence, just chilled, and how much better I felt for doing that. And I think you've all heard me talk about quiet field, and that is starting to emerge into something totally different to how I expected it to be. It isn't actually a program, but a place. It is the space that's helped heal me. It's a way of being, a space where you don't have to perform. It's like a permission to stop for the day and spend some time on you. Just somewhere to sit, honestly, sit and be. And these days, as I slowly emerge from my wintering, my work, if I can call it work, lives at the point where science, the point of, how am I going to put this? The science and intuition, structure and creativity, leadership and listening, nature and nervous systems. Probably the best way to put it as a list. You all know I help people slow down long enough to hear themselves again. And that is the whole ethos behind the quiet field. And it's not so they can reinvent their lives overnight, because that won't happen. We need to grow at our own pace. We need to look at our habits and beliefs. We need to go inwards and rediscover what already matters and what we need to change or tweak to help us be the person that we really want to be. So if you're here because something feels unfinished, if you're in between versions of yourself, if you're sensing change but not ready to name it, you belong here. And I'm so happy to have you listening. Nothing of you is broken, just remember that. You're just listening more deeply now. And I hope these past few weeks, months have helped you sort of ground yourself and find a deeper version of yourself. So this is me, Jane, not a guru, not a fixer. I'm just someone who learned through lived experience that stillness holds wisdom, that awareness matters, and that becoming is a process, not an event. Growth through the storms and waves of life are sometimes just what we need is a listening ear or a helping hand to show us there is light at the end of the tunnel. And like I said before, if you're walking this season alongside me, well done for being here. We don't have to rush it. all the details if you want to come and see the quiet field, spend time in the quiet field, reach out and let's chat. In the show notes or on my website. And all I'm going to say is, you come as you are. There's nothing to prove here. So from me to you, thank you for listening or viewing. Until next time, take care. And this is an oldie that I used to say every week. Remember, there's something inside of you that knows no limits. It's time to believe in you. Thank you for joining me on the Journey with Janey podcast. It's always a pleasure to be with you on a Wednesday or whenever you are downloading and listening to the Journey with Janey podcast. All I ask is that you subscribe so you never miss an episode. And also remember, there are ways of contacting me through my website on www.journeywithjaney.com. There's a contact button to book a call, which is a free 15-minute call. And all the details of the ways to work with me are on my website. I'm always available for a chat, a DM, or just a message via LinkedIn or Instagram. We all have the social handles now. Just drop me a message and let's talk. And remember, we don't have to do this alone, which is exactly why I am here to help guide you on this journey. I am the me that I needed 3 years ago, and I hope and feel that I can help you on your journey of moving forward by taking small, simple steps. So from me to you, take care.